Okay, we'll continue now with some more addition of fractions, but in this case we will be concentrating on the LCD, lowest common denominator. Okay, and these are some fractions which would very important, because in this case you have to work with them very cautiously. So you have um, 1 say 1/8 plus 4 say 4/12. Okay, what is the lowest common multiple or lowest common denominator? In this case we'll call it lowest common denominator, because that's the value that we need for them to have a common denominator. So what you do is you will take simply the 8 and the 12 here and do the ladder method, and simply start to divide by the first prime number that can go into them or into one of them evenly. So you put 2 into 8, that will give us 4, 2 into 12 give us 6, then 2 can go again, so we say 2 into 4 2, 2 into 6 3, 2 can go again, we divide here by 2, that's 1, bring on the 3, and then we'll say 3 into 3, that's 1. So notice now we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So therefore the LCD will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which is then 2 times 3 times 2 6, 6 times 2 12, 12 times 2 24. So that's our LCD, lowest common denominator. In other words, we need to get those two fractions, and let me zoom in there a little bit more. We can get those two fractions to have a common denominator of 24. So how do we do that again? We put 1/8 plus 4/12. By what must we multiply the 8 to get 24? Well, we must multiply the 8 by 3 to get 24. So therefore we multiply the top by 3 and we multiply the bottom by 3. How can we get 12 to become 24? We multiply 12 by 2 and we multiply the top by 2. This now gives us, okay, 1 times 3 3, 8 times 3 24, 4 times 2 8, 12 times 3 24. Okay, so that's 12 times 2, not 3, my mistake. So that comes now, we have like denominator, so we keep the denominator and we simply add the two numerators, which is then 11/24. Reduce it to less terms if it's possible. If not, just leave it as how you end up with that solution. Okay, does it work for subtraction? Well, it does work for subtraction. So let's use an example. I will say subtract. In this case, let's put 19/20, take away 15/12. Okay, so those are the two fractions which you will be subtracting. So what's the lowest common denominator? We'll put 12, 20 and 12. It doesn't make a difference who comes first, second. Okay, divide here by 2 gives us 10, 6. Divide here by 2, that gives us 5, 3. Divide here by 3 now, 5, that becomes 1, and then divide here by 5, 1, 1. So now the LCD will be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, which is then 3 times 5, that's 15, times 2, that's 30, 30 times 2, that's 60. So we need to get the common the denominators to equal to 60. So we write 19/20, take away 15/12. By what must we multiply 20 to get 60? By 3. Excellent. So we multiply the top by 3, and then in this case 12 times what will give us 60? Well, 12 times 5 will give us 60, so we multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 5. So now 20 times 3, that gives us 60. 19 times 3, that gives us 57. Okay, and then we put the minus sign here. 12 times 5, that gives us 60. 15 times 5, that gives us 75. Now the next step will be 57 take away 75/60. There's no rule that this cannot be larger than this. It can still be, okay? So then we subtract. Okay, so when we do this, we'll say 57 take away 75. Remember, adding and subtracting of integers. This now gives us 18. but we keep the sign of the largest absolute value, which was the 75, which is the negative. Now this answer is not wrong, it's just simply incomplete because this answer can still be reduced to lowest terms. So we go by whatever number you can choose that can go in both of them. I could see 6 already available in both of them, so 6 into 18, that's going to give me 3, and 6 into 60 is going to give me 10. So now my solution will be equals negative 3 over 10, and that's the solution for that one there. Okay, so that's not difficult for that one there.